So the fool, the thoughtless idiot, will recognize the reflected sun as well. All right, I repeat. The thoughtless idiot, looking at the reflection of the sun in the bucket, will consider that as the sun. But really the sun is that which illumines the bucket, the water in it, and the reflection. In the same way, your body, your mind, the thoughts in it, and the consciousness in it conditioned by those thoughts, the ego, are all illumined by the one infinite, self-effulgent reality that needs no other light. It is a source of all light, source of all knowledge. In its light alone, we have the knowledge of all our experiences. This light of consciousness is ever present with every one of us at all times, in the waking, dream, and deep sleep. He is permanent, eternal, immutable. The objects and experiences change, but the spirit is never changing. The not spirit, not self, constantly keep on changing. This is where we seem to have left. Thereafter, the 3 verses together you chant.
Deham dhiyam chit pratibimbamevam visrujya buddhau nihitam guhayam drashtaaramatmanamakhanda-bodham sarva-prakasham sadasadvilakshanam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam antarbahishunyamananyamatmanaha vijñāya samyang nijarupametat puman vipāpmā virajo vimrutyuhu vishoka ānanda ghano vipaschit swayam kutaschinna bibheti kaschit nānyosti pantha bhavabandha muktehe vina svatatvāvagamam mumukshoho.
So that the teacher says now, deham, the body, dhiyam, the intellect, the thoughts, chit pradibimbamevam, the light of consciousness caught up in the web of thoughts called the intelligent ego. All these 3, visrijya, leave them alone. They are belonging to the not self. Buddhau nihidam guhayam, in the depth of your intellect, other than the thoughts in the intellect, other than your ideas and concepts that you can conceivably think in terms of philosophy, all those definitions and ideas, drop them. What is it that is illuminating? Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Jesus, and all that are all symbols. What is it in me that illumines it? Leave them all alone. Drashtaram, the seer, the one in whose light everything is become clear. Atmanam akhanda bodham. This self, which is a drashtara, which is of the nature of akhanda bodha. Non-stop knowing. Non-stop knowing means in its light everything, hi. Sun knows no darkness, poor thing. Sun has heard the word dark, darkness. In his dictionary that word is not there. He is the only thing that the sun has never seen. Poor sun. So he doesn't know nightclubs and all that, nothing. Only light only. In the same way, Paramatma knows no ignorance. You have turned away from Paramatma and therefore you are in ignorance. Turn towards him, there is no ignorance at all. There is no darkness. Akhanda bodham. Sarva prakasham. It is the one source from which every light, that is, it illumines everything. The moment the word prakash is borrowed from the world. Because the teacher has to talk to a language which you understand. You understand only the worldly word. Therefore, prakasha. And don't sit down there and say, Swamiji, yesterday in the meditation, oh, such a prakash came. That is your neighbor's son, Prakash. Prakash Sharma. That is not it. Sarva prakasham sata sadvilakshanam. It is something other than both gross and the subtle. Sat vastus that you are perceiving with the sense organs, and the subtle ones, the mind and intellect, thoughts, beyond the objects perceived by the sense organs, beyond the ideas and thoughts that are conceived by the mind and intellect. Sad asad vilakshanam. Now, this Atman, the self, cannot be defined by words. Words or language has got an effect only in the realm of BMI PFT. Those who are conditioned by the BMI PFT, the egos, conceived a language to communicate among themselves. Words are sound symbols to express common experiences. Without sound, there is no word. Mere sound without meaning is called a noise. What you make is called noise. Noise is mere sound. Sound with meaning is called a word. So if you listen to a German talking or a Frenchman talking, you say, oh, they are making noise. Why? You don't understand it. Similarly, a German or a Frenchman were to come and sit down here, and then they are hearing inspired talks on Ramayana by Subodhan. They will say, well, the Swamiji is making noise. Why? Words by themselves are mere noise. Then you and I understand the meaning in it, and therefore it is able to communicate it. And what can I communicate to you? What you already know. A common experience I can communicate. In terms of common experience alone, words can convey ideas to others. Now, that experience is something other than all these experiences. So a language made up of words which can only communicate common experiences, physical, mental or intellectual, the moment that language transcends the three, it has no words to express it. Think. So a mooka man, a man born dumb, if he has got sharkara in his mouth, sweets in his mouth, and you ask him, how is it? He can only make noises. He has a tongue to taste, but he has no tongue to speak. Similarly, Mahapurushas has become dumb and silent in the majesty of that experience, divine and transcendental. Nobody can explain that experience, cannot communicate. Every subjective experience is the same. You get electric shock and you dance all around. And I ask you, what is that? He says, bijli. What bijli? And you try to explain that shock that you got. You can never convincingly make me understand what that shock is until you tell him, tell me that, Swamiji, if you really want to know, you touch the same thing that I touched. And if I touch, I know, and he knows. So he asks me, got it? And I say silently, It's a language of silence alone, common experience. So that this Atman, the self, cannot be communicated. And yet, the rishis are cornered. They want to communicate it to the people. How will they communicate? Words cannot. So earlier teachers must have become silent, Mauni Swamis. If you ask, he can't say, I don't know, and he can't say that I know, because then explain, you can't explain. If you know, you can't explain. So they became silent. Later on, the great rishis found out a technique, a trick, a method of using the ordinary language to indicate the inordinate reality or experience. That unique usage of words and language is the language of all scriptures in the world, whether it is Bible or Quran, or the Buddhistic Brahmapada, or the Jain's books, or the Hindu scriptures, all of them are using words to describe the indescribable, explaining the inexplicable, trying to communicate that cannot be communicated in words. And therefore, if you go to the scripture with a dictionary in hand and say that, I know Panini, grammar, and I know everything, you will know only the superficial sound meaning, but not what is indicated by these explanations. That is the reason also why we find in the scriptures very many contradictory statements. They are all deliberately put there. It's not accidental. To give you shocks, even while studying, make you stop thinking and go beyond the thought to the actual realm of experience. The method that is used is, every word has got two concentric circles of meaning. One is its direct, gross, dictionary meaning. Every word has got. And also every word has got a ringing note of suggestiveness in the very same word. We often use this suggestiveness in the word even in our ordinary marketplace and domestic usage of language. My house is right on the sea in Bombay. You would look dictionary, right on the sea. Your house, must be made up of bamboos, because on the sea cannot be house. Though I said right on the sea, you understand it as there is no other building between my house and the sea. The high tide comes and hits my wall. I am right on the sea. But you understand, a building cannot be in the sea. Therefore, what he meant is only very near the sea. Suggestive. Now, even these suggestive words are not definitions of truth. Language cannot explain that experience. Definition is words used to describe a thing as distinctly different from all other things is called definition. Truth cannot be defined, will you say? We don't know how to explain this, because it is not like anything that you know at the physical, mental, and intellectual level. If it is like that, I can explain. It is unlike everything. It is unique, and therefore it cannot be defined. But definitions can be not only direct word explanation, but a definition can also be indicative definition. A and B, 2 points 5 inches apart, discover C, other than A and B, unknown C. And the government administered examination, such a wrong question can come in algebra, and the students are all surprised. So they leave that question because A and B 5 inches apart, discover C. But the smartest child put a dot, put C, and write a note on it. Please prove it is not C. There is no B in C, there is no 2 inches in or 4 inches. All these are indicative. And when once you discover the point, say it is without length, without breadth, without, it's a point. All definitions of God, omnipotent, omniscient, all kindness, all love, and you sit down and think of, all love, all love. These are all indicative. It's only point out the direction in which you turn your mind's entire attention. He is changeless. I don't know. I don't know what is changeless. All right. Do you know what is change? Yes. Get out of those changes. Throw all the changes away and seek the changeless, changeless, changeless. He is permanent. I am permanent. I don't know anything permanent. All right. Do you know impermanent? Don't entertain impermanent. All impermanent things you drop and wait for the permanent, permanent, permanent. You reach. Everything is a pointer. So that all descriptions of truth in all scriptures of the world are only road maps. So road map you may study. It's good for you to study the road map. And then carry the road map along with you in your driving. Wherever there is doubt, look at the road map and follow. And don't ask your wife to look at the map and then explain to you. Because she will say, turn right, and you turn right. And then later on she will say, I told you turn left, and I don't know why you turned right. So it is better that she doesn't know this right and left, she confuses. So then you better check up. Let her help you, but you also have an eye on it. And then when she says turn left, you turn right. Why? You have seen it in the road. That is the road is that. It's a road map. But you may study the road map 100 times. And you are smart, like any brahmachari. Can sit down anywhere and explain the whole road map to Badrinath. Have you ever gone to Badrinath? No. I am guiding these people how to go. So any amount of study of the scriptures by itself never moves you 1/2 an inch from where you are. You are the same stupid, sensuous creature. Weak and suffering. Study alone is not sufficient. You have to move in that direction. But in what direction? Where will I go? Ayya! Turn your mind. What direction? The directions are so. Every few feet there is an direction. All directions, words seem to be separate from each other, but all of them are to the same direction it is pointing. That which is changeless itself is permanent, that which is permanent itself is changeless. The permanent is not changeless, but there are the two words. The two words are, to some people, the changeless is inspiring, to others, permanent is inspiring. What does it matter to me? These various words are used. All roads lead to Rome. Similarly, all these words you find in all the scriptures of the world. If you practice it and turn your mind's entire attention in that direction, you arrive at the same point. You may en route cry. Some people will cry Jesus, Jesus. Some people cry Krishna, Krishna. Some people Rama, Rama, Rama. Oh, whatever they cry. When you reach there, all are silent. It's one and the same. Now, here are half a dozen arrow marks. Why is only a dozen arrow marks? Give me only one. You choose. And that is the difficulty. You say, I don't know how to choose. Then don't choose. You see? Here you are, all picked up from the Upanishads itself. It's not, none of them is Shankara's own. Pointed out. So, drashtaram, the seer, the sole seer in everything. One determined. To some people that is very, very effective. To others, drashtaram. Atman, akhanda bodham. Akhanda bodham. I can't answer. Okay. A knowledge which is ever the same, in the light of which all experiences are coming. Experiences are changing, but the consciousness, the source of knowledge is not changing. Akhanda bodham. Number 2, sarva prakasham. At all times it is full of light, full of vidya, and not avidya, not ignorance. It always is illumining everything in front of it. Sadasad vilakshanam. It is neither cross nor subtle. So there is a question of saguna or nirguna. Which is Brahman? It's nothing, neither. Then what is it? That which is illumining saguna and nirguna. That which is illumining the gross objects in front of me now. And my own thoughts. Which is subtle. Which is not perceivable to you all. But I am conscious of them. That consciousness. Whether the gross is a naked woman, why should I get worried about it? That is not the form. That consciousness is illuminated. The thoughts, vulgar thoughts or criminal thoughts are coming to me. Why am I worried? That is not the truth. The truth is that which illumines. Turn your attention away from thoughts and objects. 4, Nityam, that which is permanently the same in the past, present and future. Every experience of yours, physical, mental, intellectual, are impermanent, anitya. It's all conditioned by time. It was and now is, but it will not be the same in the future. Everything changing. This Atman, the self that I am seeking, is nityam, permanent, changeless, unconditioned by time, past, present and future. Nityam, vibhum, all pervading. And after that, it is in my heart. It's not enlightenment. And I have realized, but all others are fools. That is no realization. I am Son of God, you are all sinners. It is a partial realization. The true realization is children of light. In Vedas, the description, the addressing is children of light. Why? He is in the light and he sees everything is light only. Different floats, but the light is the same. Nityam vibhum sarvagatam, all pervading, susukshmam, extremely subtle. Unless your intellect has become so subtle, not engrossed with the gross objects of the world outside, involved with the gross objects of the world outside. Subtle, quiet, susukshmam, andar behir shunya. In the Atman, the self, there is no inside, outside. Swamiji, the outside of Atman I have seen, but not the inside. There is no inside, outside. Just as space has no inside or outside. It is all pervading homogeneous mass. There is no outside, inside. Andar behar shunya. Ananya Atmana. Ananya, not anything separate. Anya, from me. Just as the dreamer, when he wakes up, the dreamer is not, a waker is not something different from the dreamer. Ananya, become one. This Atman, the self, is my own self. Ananya Atmana. Vijnaya, having come to know him. Not jnana, vijnana. Vijnana, experiencing him directly in your own life. Experience, knowledge gained out of direct experience. Vijnaya, samyak nijarupa metat. Fully and having experienced this nijarupa, your own nature. To be as this. Till now, millions of years, you have been identified with the thoughts as a limited ego. Now you wake up to realize that this is my true nature all the time. Nijarupa metat puman, such an individual, vipatma, papma, he becomes beyond papa, all the vasanas, beyond all sins, including merits. All good and bad vasanas go beyond all contact with the past, consequence of the past. Virajaha, without rajas, without any more mental projections, rajas, without virajaha. Vimurtyuhu, no death. Death means there change. So you are not identified with the body, mind, and intellect, therefore the destiny of body, mind, and intellect is change. I am no more in change. It is totally a different state of consciousness. In the dream I can become a miserable victim of leprosy and suffer. The moment I wake up, Vipatma, no more leprosy in my waking state. No more the insulting injuries of the community on you. No. I have gone beyond. No more pain, no more pus coming out, which are all associated with the idea that I am a leper. All that is gone without any medicine. The moment I wake up, I realize that I'm a healthy man. That was only a dream. In the same way, you are Papa, you are death, you are change, panting. I am being bumped up and down with the changing environments of the world. All this is all for the ego. Wake up to this realization. In a way, in a moment, you are away from them all. Mrityu. Vishokaha, no more sorrow. Sorrow is only when you have got a desire and you can't fulfill it, and therefore I am very unhappy, Swamiji. My mother-in-law is like that, my father. I expected this way, but it happened that way. No more am I depending upon what is happening here. Vishoka, beyond shoka. I don't know what is shoka. Ananda Ghana. Then what are you? Bliss. Oh, so I will be enjoying the bliss. No, because it is Ananda Ghana. It's a homogeneous mass of Ananda, where you are also smashed into it. Ananda. By giving a name, you don't become Ananda. Subodha Ananda. It doesn't become Ananda. Subodha. In that Bodha there is an Ananda. That Ananda is you. Not that you will experience the Ananda. You are that Ananda. Anandakana vipaschet, the wise man. The wise man means who has come to experience that great truth. Swayam gutaschet na bibhedikaschet. Thereafter, he is never afraid of anything. Here now at this moment you are, every one of you, the rich and the poor, the powerful and the powerless. Everybody is, every moment living in fear. I am afraid that I am hungry. I am afraid that I have no education. I am afraid that I am too very educated. I am afraid that my family is not happy. I am afraid. What is it that you are not afraid? I am afraid. I am so near Punjab. I am afraid. Somebody may shoot me. I am afraid I am dying. I am afraid I am not healthy. I am afraid that I am fattening. I am afraid that I am leaning only. Ayaya. Everywhere I fear. In Paramatma, once you raise this Paramatma, now bibedi kaschit. Never, no situation where you are afraid of anything. Why? Nothing is there in the Brahman of this world. After waking up from the dream, will you be afraid of the dream that you saw before? Right? Those in the dream, as a dreamer, yes, you are afraid of the tiger, the lion, or the enemy, or whatever it is. Once you've woken up, you know that it is not there. Na bivedi kaschit, nanyosti, there is no other way. Swamiji, this is very difficult to realize such an Atman self, pointed out by all these 12 arrow marks, to turn my attention in that direction. Then I will wake up. These are all very difficult. Swamiji, have you got any cheaper method which I can reach Paramatma by the back door? You know, the recommendation and all that sort of thing, you see. Even though I don't deserve it. My father was a great worker in the Congress department and Congress committee, and therefore the minister writes, phones up, try to accommodate this man also. I see, koi recommendation, Swamiji, koi recommendation. Swamiji says, don't waste your time and my time. asking me to recommend and things like that. It is not possible. Ashish, मेरा blessing से कुछ नहीं होगा, तुम बैठ के कर ले. You yourself struggle and reach there. It's not by the help of others. Therefore, the teacher washes his hands off the disciple by saying, Na anyo asti pantha. There is no other way. A cheaper way, a quicker way. No. Bhavabandha mukte. In order to liberate yourself from the bondages of change and plurality, bhavabandha, there is no other way other than you yourself struggle and come out of it. Vina swatatvavagamanam, without other than, vina, without swa avagatam, swa, your own true nature, avagatam, direct knowledge, until you wake up to that state of consciousness and come to know that I am that and not what I thought myself to be till now. Until you go, mumuksho, to a mumukshu, to one who wants to liberate himself, there is no other way. But you have to contemplate and meditate in this direction with a pure heart. Eliminate from your personality tamas and rajas. There is no other way. Understood, Swamiji. Now can you stop talking? Why? I am feeling sleepy. What to do? Such buffalo human beings, let them sleep. Let the sleeping dogs sleep, said Napoleon of China. Don't wake her up. There are too many in number. If they wake up, you can't control it. Let the sleeping, give them more opium, let him sleep. Sleeping dogs, let the sleeping dogs sleep continuously. You can't help it. Vishoga ananda ghano vipaschit, swayam gudaschit na vivedikaschit, nanyosti pantha bhavavanda mukte. There is no compromise. It's a clear declaration. There is no other way. You may reach there through asana pranayama, through bhakti, japa, tapa and dhyana and puja, you can reach. Various paths are there, but ultimately what is it? Surrender and totally eliminate the ego and awake to the higher, diviner state of consciousness.
Brahma bhinnatva vijnanam,
Brahma bhinnatva vijnanam,
bhava mokshasya karanam, yena dvitiyam anandam, brahma sampadyate budhaihi.
So this higher state of consciousness is Brahma abhinna jnana. Brahman, the total substratum for the whole universe, is abhinna, is not separate from me. This vijnana, careful, that word is so important. Brahma abhinna vijnana. Not a vague information from the scriptures that, the Atman, the self in me, is a self everywhere. Any fool can repeat, even a baby will repeat. You can make a tota repeat, a parrot. Brahma abhinna, Brahma abhinna, Brahma abhinna. After 3 days it will start saying, Brahma abhinna, Brahma abhinna. What does the tota know what it is? Its mind is only that plantain that you will give at that time. No, that is not. Brahma bhinna vijnana, not jnanam, not information, knowledge, But Visheshena Jnanam, direct experience that Atman, the self in me, is the one Atman in the whole universe. Bhava mokshasya karanam, that is the cause, the one cause when you can say, yes, I am liberated from the plurality, the world of plurality and their entanglements or enchantments. Yena advitiyam anandam brahma sampadhyate. That is the time when you come to experience the joy, the bliss of Brahman. Swamiji, at that time I will enjoy. No. Advait. There you will not be. You will not stand apart and enjoy. No! You are yourself become that blissful state. Brahma, yena advitiyam anandam. The word ananda is used only again and indicate, because it's a language. It is at the mental level. Ananda. Advaya. Here all ananda is because of dvaya. I got the girl whom I want. I got that other man's wife or other man's wealth. And happy, happy. I got that job that man fellow did not get it. Everything because of something. Here the bliss is, I don't exist at all. It's only Ananda. Advayananda Brahma Sampadhyate Buddhaihi, wise people. Buddhas are, come to experience this great state, not Buddhus. Buddhaihi. Brahma Bhutastu.
Brahma Bhutastu Samsrityai Vidvanna Vartate Punaha Vijñātavyamata Samyak Brahma Bhinnatvamatmanaha.
Once this experience has come, the student is worried. Swamiji, it is a very difficult process that I had to go beyond all the 5 koshas. Viveka, Vairagya, Satsambhati, Moksha is all to be developed, and then go beyond it. Thereafterwards, without tamas, sleep and agitations of the mind, in a quiet mind, then I turn all of my attention in this direction of the 12 points pointed out. And at that time I will realize what? Brahma, there's Advaya, Ananda, all bliss. Swamiji, is it worthwhile? Leave everything of this world, ice cream. We are not harming anybody, little ice cream, rejected. A comfortable bed, rejected. One wife, rejected. Children. All these pleasures I had rejected. To get what? Bliss. And that too, Advaya bliss, where I will not be there. The bliss. The bliss alone is me. I am bliss. All right, even then I will try. Since you say so, I will experiment with it. But before I go there, explain to me, is it worthwhile? After all this you meditate. And one day in meditation, you become Advaya Ananda. And then I don't collapse under the same tree. Why? Poor man realized, lying down. For the local municipality to remove the body. Is it death? No. That man of realization comes back into this world. Hare Swamiji, after realizing such a total, absolute bliss, when I come back into this world of sorrow and tragedy and things like that, Swamiji, is it not better that I remain now here and never understand what that is? A rich man becoming poor is more painful than a poor man living a poor man's life. Because this poor man will always remember, I used to have 14 bedrooms and then so many friends, and I used to take only French wine only. And now toddy milte hain, wo bhi paisa nahi hai. The poverty becomes more painful to one who has enjoyed before. At this moment, we are habituated to certain amount of sorrows. Sorrows of this world. Now you are telling me, Swamiji, and by these methods, elaborate methods, you reach supreme bliss. Yes. Maybe for 1 hour, maybe for 10 minutes. Yeah. And then when I wake up, Swamiji, the same garrulous, terrible, monstrous wife will be there. Those hopeless, uncontrollable children will be there. The economic poverty will be there. Then Swamiji, why should I go there for 2 minutes and enjoy and come back? Chodo, I will remain here only. To those who are doubting that way, the teacher points out, Brahma bhutastu samsrityai, having become Brahma bhuta, the river has reached the ocean and become ocean bhuta, meaning the river has disappeared and become one with the ocean. Similarly, you have become Brahman. On waking up to that state of consciousness, as the dreamer dissolves and disappears into the waking state, you at that moment, there is no more a limited individuality, but you wake up into that new state of consciousness, all-pervading, immutable reality. Brahma bhutastha bhutastu samsrityehi vidwan navartade punaha. Thereafter, that vidwan, that wise one who has reached there, never returns back to the world of plurality. Why? In order to come to the world of plurality, there must be tamas. There will be non-apprehension. You are apprehending it. Once having understood that it is a rope, and you turn this side and then look back and say, "Ayya, it is the snake." You will never see the snake in the same rope, at least in the same time. Next day you can, because your forgetfulness is so much. Not at that time. You cannot go back again to your own dream when after waking up. Exceptional cases are there. I know. Some people are. They have not woken up fully and went to sleep, and then again the mind continued the dream. Think, na avartade punaha. Just as the river having reached the ocean becomes the ocean. You, the individuality has ended. Thereafterwards you will never come back again to the world of plurality. Even if thereafterwards you are playing in the plurality, you will be always a Sakshi only for everything. As the Brahman, the Supreme Reality, is already in every one of you. And yet he is not involved in it. He only helps you to express yourself what you want to express. Similarly, a Mahapurusha, when having realized the truth, he will never more come back again. Vijñāta vyamata. Therefore, everyone must strive to vijnadavyamata. Vijnadavyam. You must come to make it your own experience. Not be satisfied with the book study. You must come to experience it yourself. Samyak Brahma bhinnatvam atmanaha. Samyak, fully. What? Brahma, the one reality everywhere, abhinna is not separate from Atman, myself. My own self is the one self which is ever present everywhere. This you have to come to experience it yourself. And this being the timeless, once they have gone there, there is no end to it. There is no question of you coming back again to this wretched world of plurality. Yet masters come back again out of their pure love for the people. And they live in this world with us as a member of the community. But their attitude will be always Sakshi Bhava. Because they know that they are the consciousness. So they only stay there without attachment, but trying to do the best for the society, the community, or the country.